evening. And here I said it probably would not be this late that I would get here on this live, but tonight again, it's that late. And it's been with good reason because we've had some full days, we've had some exciting days here in the ministry, and very exciting times. So if you keep tuned, I'm sure you will hear more about that. But what are we doing here? Why am I going live even though I don't know what I'm doing on this YouTube channel? Well, in case you're new or you're just stumbling across it, even though we don't believe in coincidences around here, we are looking at one verse of the Bible. If you have happened to catch any of my stuff on any of my other platforms, you're going to know and understand, have a little bit of an understanding as to how deeply I feel the richness that can be found in just the simple things, in just one verse. We don't even need to go terribly deep. We don't even need to do the orchestration of this stuff. It's like we are kind of building a community here to think about these things, respectfully discuss, if that's what we want to do. Isn't that a concept that is somewhat lost in today's society? Well, I say, why can't we bring it back? Why can't we be confident in our authority of what we believe and not be threatened by what other people believe? I don't know. It's a thought. I don't know if it'll catch on in my lifetime or not. But hey, this is what I can do along the way is I can offer encouragement and I can make sure that there's no question. This is how definitely that I have found my peace, and I want to share that with you. Here's the great thing about a gift. We never know what the other person's going to do with it, right? We could give what we think is the greatest gift ever. And the other person then has a choice. They can either open it and use it, or they can set it aside and think, not for me. So, really, what I'm offering you here is a gift. And I just pray that you would take the next 6 weeks to spend with me, 6.5 weeks, until October 1st. And we will wrap this up. We will have all that time to be encouraged. Hello, welcome. And that's what we are going to do. That's what we are going to do together. So there's no special materials. It doesn't cost anything. Just come on along. The text, the verse that was on my heart to share is Galatians 6:9. And I've started all of the videos at least mentioning it. So let me just read it to you. Okay. Galatians 6:9. And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. I gotta tell you, there's a lot of different translations, a ton of different translations. I say a ton. There's not a ton. That is an exaggeration. There are quite a few. This one that I'm reading from is from the New King James, but more than that, this is my dad's Bible. And I said last night it means something so special because we are getting ready to mark his 1 year anniversary that he transitioned home to heaven. So for me to be able to do this study using his Bible is quite poignant for me and is quite beautiful. And I realized that I'm not quite sure why I was so strongly led to branch out into YouTube land, because I know nothing about it. But I'm learning, and I'm able to go live with you, and I'm committed to at least spend this time with you and see what we can learn together. See if maybe we can end up a little bit more encouraged than what we started. Wouldn't that be nice? A little good news, pushing back the bad news. So that's what we're doing. And I hope that you will make it a point. If you can't catch me live, at least catch the replay. And of course, all the things. Yes, like, yes, subscribe. I am a teeny, teeny fish in a big, huge pond. And we are just getting started with this thing. Okay. So what we have done so far, and if you haven't been with, we've been going on 2 weeks here together. You are not too late. You can jump in at any time. So what we have talked about is like the overview and a lot of what I just summed up, but that everybody is welcome, and I want you to feel comfortable with your translation that you're using. Might be a time if you have been always using one translation, perhaps you could look at what other translations say and how they speak about this verse. But it really is a call and an encouragement to not grow weary. And I got to tell you guys, I mean, this one, there's a lot in this little verse because I don't know if any of you get tired. Hello, everybody. I don't know how else to say hi. Hi, hi, hi. Thank you. I don't know if anyone else grows tired. I almost feel like today we're not supposed to, you know, like we're just supposed to be like superhuman and make it through everything and live on 3 hours sleep. And like that isn't going to catch up to our bodies and our nervous systems. And as a master therapist, massage therapist, I know that it does catch up with your nervous system. And I know that being tired is a real thing. And so it's interesting to me that this verse is telling us to not grow weary. But this is where context becomes such an important part. We've talked about the reasoning mind, okay? We've talked about one thing I hope that comes from our little group is that we can start thinking critically. In other words, we can start thinking rationally. We can start thinking outside of how other people are just telling us to think. And so you can read something and it says, do not let us grow weary. Well, that can almost be like more of a burden, right? Unless you keep reading. Unless you keep reading, unless you take into account context of what the author is saying here. Let us not grow weary while doing good. Oh, so now that gives a little different, a fuller picture, right? It's a little different flavor of now it says, don't grow weary while doing good. So while we are out doing good is when we have this call to not grow weary. I mean, according to this translation. That is a little different than just a command to not get tired. Because if a person's just going to flat out tell a mother dealing with a family, whether you're out in the workplace or you're in the workplace called the home, and this is going to come along and say, don't grow weary, that could be discouraging until you realize, oh, wait a second, it says don't grow weary. Do not allow ourselves to grow weary while we are doing good. So then that should make us think, well, what are the things that I'm doing good? You see how it's a domino effect of this whole thinking critically and reasoning things out? I know, it's a crazy concept. I think somewhere along the line, we maybe have an invitation to get to teach that again. Maybe we've forgotten. I don't know, that might just be me. Moving on. So as we do not grow weary in doing good. So, okay. So my question to you tonight, because I always try to give you a little nugget to think about, and then we can discuss it tomorrow night. Do you have ways that have helped you to not be weary? And I would add, even while doing good, because I don't know if you're the same. I don't know if you're the same question, or if you're the same way. But I know I get less tired. Like when I am serving or helping another person, uh, that is it's an encouragement to me as well, right? It's an encouragement to me. It helps me not to grow weary when I can serve others, which sounds opposite, right? It doesn't sound like it should make sense. Now, don't hear what I'm not saying. I am not saying that you pour out into others and you just are, um, you never find that secret of being refilled yourself. But perhaps there is something to this whole thing while doing good. Maybe in that phrase, there is a clue to how we can not grow weary, and it's to do good. What if that was at least one of the arsenal or one of the tools in our arsenal, one of the weapons, if you will, that we can use to combat this weariness? Because it's a given, it's an assumption, it's an assumed thing that we are going to be doing good because that's where the command comes. While you're doing good, don't grow weary. So then it goes from being a command to, oh, okay, well, I'm already doing good for people. So this must be an area that I can be lifted up in, right? That I can be, oh, okay. I can maybe find a time, find a way where I will not grow as weary. So along those lines, I found two other supporting thoughts for tonight. So and they are close by. So if you were able to find Galatians 6:9, you can find Galatians 5:1 and Galatians 6:2. And I can put these in the comments for you guys if you want. But 5:1, stand fast, therefore, in the liberty by which Christ has made us free, and do not be entangled again with a yoke of bondage. Okay, so a yoke of holding you down, it's saying we have total freedom. Why would you add on things that are going to weigh you down again? Okay, clue number one. Clue number two is from 6:2, and it says, bear one another's burdens, and in doing so, fulfill the law of Christ. So all that means is if you know of somebody who's having a hard time, come alongside them as best you can. See if there would be a way that you could be of help to that person. You know, I'm just talking about being a decent person. I'm just talking about showing respect for others. I'm talking about coming alongside when you're able to help out. When you are, back to our Galatians 6:9, when you are doing good. See, these things can build you up while you are doing good. Okay. So that's what I wanted to chat with you about tonight. And we will continue this thread tomorrow. Now, we are leading up. The reason that we are stopping on the 1st, because it's 8 weeks. I mean, because we started August the 1st. But also, we have a women's retreat. My ministry does, coming up October 16th through the 19th. And it is entitled Harvest. So part of this verse is, you will reap a harvest if you do not lose heart. And so we are tying that all together. But just because it's a women's retreat, gentlemen, you are more than welcome to be with us during this time leading up to that, that we can look at this verse together. So I hope that that was an encouragement for you tonight. I am rooting for you. I don't even know what you have going on, but I'm rooting for you. I really am. And I know you don't know me from Eve, but you know, just there are still some good people in the world. And I think it's high time that we start to celebrate that and start to share some good news with each other. So I do hope you will hit like and subscribe, and I do hope that you will share this with your friends and let me know your thoughts, questions, comments, declarations of war, all the good stuff. Okay. All right, you guys, you take care, and we will see you back here tomorrow night. We will continue to look at not growing weary while doing good. Okay, take care. Blessings on you. Bye bye.